Death on its own is not complete death. Complete death is forgetting. There is nobody more dead than those who forget. We should know better, those of us here in Medellin. Something we've learned in the last years through fate and chance, through the luck of those who have survived this atrocious profession of bullfighting with death. However, those who fight with the reddest cape, the most happy and alive, the weakest, are our youth. Ricardo Aricapa. Barrio Trinidad, or Barrio Atioquia, was once the city's nightclub and red light district. By the 1990s, it had become the site of brutal violence. At its height, 200 youth were killed in 1 year. As part of a peace process, 2 municipal organizations brought together some of the local youth.
There was a process of community leadership beginning to develop around young people. So at that point, I became involved.
Pilar, Riano, an anthropologist, works with communities affected by violence to facilitate reflection and dialogue. Pilar invited U.S. artist Suzanne Lacy to work with the youth to create a public artwork.
Ustedes ya saben qué tan responsables tenemos que ser con esos objetos, ustedes que los han recogido.
They decided to collect mementos from the neighborhood for a museum of memories.
So there was a lot of discussion what would be the best name for the project. One of the participants in the committee suggested the Skin of Memory.
Como todo proyecto es acerca de lo que la gente recuerda y de las memorias que tiene, entonces se puso es como la piel, como este proyecto sobre cómo es nuestra piel de la memoria.
Art speaks beyond language, as do objects, and the artful arrangement of the objects creates something, I think, that's bigger than an individual object.
Small ones that are in that bag over there, you see that bag in the corner?
Yeah.
These are a whole pile of small objects.
Do you know how many?
No, we haven't counted them. So that's what we need to decide with you.
The team of youth, artists, architects, craftspeople, educators, and activists all collaborated on collecting the mementos, creating the exhibit, and touring the bus of memories throughout the neighborhood.
Brown envelope, photographs and cards.
20 or 25 young people and women went door to door, describing to people what the project was about and asking people if they could lend one of their objects. They went to those areas of the neighborhoods that they were well known and recognized, either as community leaders or residents of that area.
Mi nombre es Yuri y yo vivo por los ranchos.
Mi nombre es Lina y vivo por el sistema. Mi nombre es Jenny y vivo por los ranchos. Mi nombre es Kelly y yo vivo por los ranchos.
¿Cuántos tiene? ¿Cuántos objetos tiene?
Yo llevé 22.
¿22 este día?
Hoy. Y hace 8 días llevé 7.
We had, I think, 700 objects, and there was only like 2,000 homes in Barrio Atioquia, so that's a very high rate of return. So La Piel de la Memoria is about the embodiment of memory that would be represented in this collective, traveling set of objects or, skins. Maybe the skin is the bus that holds all of these memories together.
Yo me relaciono con mucha gente que yo nunca había visto. Por ejemplo, una viejita que yo en mi vida la había visto y llevo 4 años en el barrio y
ella lleva 6.
Y es muy bueno, a pesar de que a uno a veces le da mucha rabia con la gente, uno siempre trata pues como de esa paciencia y a escuchar muchas cosas, o sea, muchas cosas interesantes, muchas historias así, entonces es rica esa historia.
Esta antigüedad de tocadisco nos representa una característica muy importante del barrio Antioquia. A pesar de la violencia tan marcada que se ha vivido durante muchos años, de formas diferentes, el punto de encuentro de la gente y lo que convoca más es la rumba y el baile.
Barrio Atioquia is a very complex and multifaceted community. On the other hand, there's been a lot of violence, from narco-trafficking to criminal activity to the police to the counter-revolutionaries and so on. We decided to create a moving exhibition because we knew that there was no single space in the barrio where everybody could safely go.
So we were all the time discussing how do we deal with this grief, how do we deal with the pain, how we deal with these, emotions.
So we decided to think about the notion of pedagogy in the school bus as a moving classroom. So inside the bus was the collective memories, and on the outside was also the places where you could locate yourself and your neighborhood.
The bus was going to be every day in a different place of the neighborhood. What we decided then was that in the windows there was going to be the maps of the different sectors.
We began to add the aluminum that Raul had designed and the shelving material.
There was the electricians, which was as well a huge work. Those who did, the signs. Then there was the people who worked with the glass. They were all local craftspeople, that was their area.
Why don't we ask them what they want to say about the
Este es el
project?
trabajo de nuestra Colombia.
Bueno, ¿qué más quieres decir acerca de esto? El hijo.
Por la paz que ganemos.
Everything was fairly carefully placed. We wanted this sort of sanctification of the objects that were from individual people's homes.
I think there were lots of religious objects.
I remember we took great pleasure in creating the stuffed animals all stuffed into a shelf. One that I thought was fascinating were the dollar bills from the United States that were very old, and the gold-plated silverware that was really reflective of the destructive relationship that the United States has with Colombia in terms of the drug trade.